Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the show. And welcome to a Saturday stream. Good to see you. Glad to have you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, whatever time it is, whatever day it is. I hope that the weekend is treating you well. Glad you guys could come out to join me again today on a Saturday stream here on the Bezos TV as we get ready to continue with our hot tactical espionage operations in Metal Gear Solid 5. Metal Gear Solid V. Again, Kojimbo has said on many occasions it's supposed to be pronounced MGSV, not MGS5. So there you go. There's your random Kojima fact for the day. But either way, good to see you guys. Glad you can come out here and join us for a Saturday. And again, I hope the week, or at least the weekend, has been treating you well. I know it has not been treating me well, but you know what? That's what makes the weekends good, and that's why I enjoy them. That is why even now I set aside the weekends for myself, so that we can have these streams and we can have ourselves some good times. And that is exactly what we're gonna do today. And so with that, man, look at that. It's been a while. You know, I feel like, chat, there's something about Battletech that makes me trip over my own words. Because if you notice, I haven't had a lot of problems with words since we stopped playing Battletech games. It's weird. It's really weird. It's a thing that I was just thinking, I had the moment and I was like, oh damn, I tripped over my words. And then I got to thinking about it for a second. I was like, you know what? It's been a hot minute since the last time I did that. When was the last time I did that? And then I got to thinking about it and I was like, it was back when we were playing MechWarrior 5. And I was like, holy shit. I feel like there's something about Battletech that makes my brain not work good. Apparently. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. What is this Outflix? So Hairflex, if you haven't been here for a little while, this is a pilot suit that I put together. I've actually been working on it since the very beginning, like before I even started streaming. I've been working on this as an alternate outfit for this avatar. And it's close enough to a sneaking suit in design, completely unintentionally, by the way. It was unintentional that this ended up kind of looking like a sneaking suit, but that's what the outfit is about. It's the outfit of the character. This is the combat armor. This is like the heavy duty protective outfit. So if you missed the previous stream, we finished up Act 1 last stream, and Act 1 closes on the big boss fight with Sahelanthropus. And so we basically went in and we busted his ass. We busted his chops. Mask is gonna get you shot in the eye. I mean, that's, kind of. Either that or you're gonna get shrapnel in the eye. But I think that's a Yoji Shinkawa thing. That's just the way he designs outfits. He has this thing where he likes to like have the eyes shielded on. Okay, I'm gonna have to turn off the alerts because it's broken again. Congratulations, you guys broke Twitch alerts. It's gonna sit there and just do the alert over and over again now for every sub. I don't know why it does that. Like, occasionally sometimes it works like it's supposed to, and then sometimes it's like, you know what, fuck you. I'm gonna do this for every single sub. So I don't know. Twitch is kind of dumb that way. Sometimes. I don't really know what's going on. But anyway. Alright. Let's give you some angry helicopter noises, shall we? And more importantly, let's say we actually get to the action. Yeah, you broke Twitch. Twitch broke before the hype train did. The planet broke before the guard. Cadia stands, by the way. I still have most of the Cadia stands box that I need to put together. I don't have time for painting minis and stuff anymore. I still got fucking 4 VODs that I gotta edit down and post to YouTube, so... Speaking of YouTube, look, I know I've said this before, and I keep saying, hey, let's get to the game, and then I go off on a tangent. But, like, this just popped into my head, and I had to say it. So, we've talked before, or I've talked before, because this is a one-way chat, and you guys can't actually say anything. You can type in the chat, but, like, it's just me talking. But I've talked before about how, you know, all the devices in your house are spying on you. I am fairly convinced that YouTube is either watching Discord or Discord is reporting to YouTube. Possibly both. I'm not entirely sure. But here's why I think that. I generally don't watch movies on Twitch. Or, I'm sorry, not on Twitch, on YouTube. I generally don't watch movies on YouTube. But every time I say stuff, or type stuff, even if I'm not typing it into a web browser, like if I type something into my search bar looking for a file on my computer, suddenly I'll see stuff start popping up on YouTube related to the things that I was searching for. And most recently, somebody had mentioned in the Discord, and I think it was yesterday, somebody had mentioned The Last Unicorn. A movie from the 80s. An animated movie from the 80s. The Last Unicorn. Now, I didn't say out loud The Last Unicorn. I didn't type The Last Unicorn. I did not input the word unicorn or anything about The Last Unicorn at any point into my computer. And yet, here at the very top of my fucking recommended feed on YouTube is The Last Unicorn, a movie that has never suggested to me before, a movie that has absolutely no relevance whatsoever to anything I have viewed on YouTube up to this point. I don't care about horses, I don't care about unicorns, I don't indulge in any of that shit, and yet here is The Last Unicorn, just by sheer happenstance, the very next day after somebody in Discord name-dropped that specific movie. So, again, the only privacy you have is the inside of your head, and even then, the government, they are working every day to take even that away from you. Privacy is a myth. Anyway, depressing shit out of the way. We're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about hot tactical espionage operations, and we're gonna pick up in Metal Gear Solid 5 when Act 2, which, again, I've said before, Act 2 is actually pretty short compared to Act 1. Like, all of the game that we have played up to this point is Act 1. And originally, Act 2 was supposed to be as long as Act 1, but things happened and that didn't turn out to be the case. But yeah, so we're gonna get into Act 2, which is a lot of different things, but we'll just get into it and we'll see what you guys think. So, let's see. We just finished the Sahelanthropus mission. Keep it tactical. No.
Please select a mission.
But again, you can see they're throwing some of the reduxes of the missions. The Subsistence, which is the enforced SOP version of C2W, which is where we go and destroy the communications post, and then the extreme version of Back Up, Back Down. Once it starts throwing these missions at you, that's when you know you're kind of in the final stretch. But there are still some missions, for example, to know too much. So we need to go and rescue a CIA agent who is currently embedded with a Soviet Union unit in Afghanistan.
Mission accepted.
This is going to be another one where I'm probably going to get jacked real early.
Heading to Afghanistan.
Because we're gonna have to do some goofy stuff in order to make this work. Because again, this is OSP, so we're not taking any equipment. I made the exception for the boss fight because, I mean, it's a boss fight. If I go in with no weapons, we're basically dead. But now we gotta go back. We gotta go back to the rules of the playthrough. And it's gonna be real hard because they're gonna throw some walker gears at us. And you've already seen, like, I can sometimes get lucky and grab people off a walker gear, but they're pretty tough to deal with without a weapon, especially if you get seen. But we're gonna try it. We're definitely gonna try it. So let's make it hot, Chad. Let's make it hot. And we'll see. We will see if we can get this mission done. Now, I don't have any illusions. There's no fucking way in hell I'm gonna complete this mission total stealth. But let's see if we can complete the mission full stop. We'll see if I can complete the mission without dying. That'll be... I will accept that as a victory.
CIA agent. The target was laying low with a friendly Mujahideen during the vocal cord parasite.
Now, thankfully, I already know where the guy is. Or roughly where he is.
Check the target's VI on your iDroid.
But I'm not super aware of the enemy patrol patterns in that area, so it's very, very possible that goat always goes running out and gets, like... I've lost count of the number of times I have basically run that goat over doing missions in this area. Alright, let's see. Uh-oh. Alright, here we go, here we go. Because that's the other thing, is we got a really long way that we have to go to get to this guy.
The map has been updated.
But if I'm lucky, I might be able to get in, grab him, and get the hell out before any of the enemies show up. I'm gonna... Hopefully we'll get there. I don't know. No promises. There's a walker gear.
Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
And I think he's over here, if I remember right. Yep, there he is. There he is.
Help me!
That's what I'm here to do, buddy.
That's the target.
Now, Lord willin', and a creek don't rise. I might be able to get away with this. Helicopter. Helicopter. No. If I bring the helicopter right there, they're gonna see it. So I'm gonna have to go somewhere else. Because the walker gears are gonna see him. So we're gonna have to take a little more circuitous route and find a different place to extract. Which I think... See, this is really weird because normally there's a place right here. There's like a helicopter landing area right here. But for some strange reason, for this specific mission, they have it turned off. And I don't know why. But that's okay. We'll make do regardless. We will make do.
Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
Alright, I just had to make sure that there's a guard patrol that walks through there, and I had to make sure that they weren't close enough to see me. Alright, so what we'll do now is we'll go ahead
Support helicopter.
and have P-Quad start moving this direction. And I think we might just get away with it. We might just get away with this. 100% stealth. Yeah, I mean, maybe. Yeah, Hairflex, we're not using any fultons in this run. Kaloski already did the OSP, but if you're curious, you can check out the post on the Twitter machine for all the rules that I'm using. This is a pain and suffering run of Metal Gear Solid 5. And it has been both of those things so far. I mean, for those of you guys that have been around a while, you already know. I like to make games challenging. Pequod, buddy. You wanna... Did he fucking disappear? Oh no, there he is. Okay, he landed over here. Look at this glorious golden helicopter. Look at that shit. I mean, you can't really see it because it's dark. But man.
Alright, you're out of the hot zone. No enemy forces in pursuit. Mission complete.
There we go. I don't know how the fuck I managed that, chat, but you know what? I ain't gonna look a gift horse in the mouth. Somehow, we got in there, we got the guy out, and we immediately got back out. No one saw us. No reflex mode, nothing. Didn't even have to pick up a gun. I mean, it helps that I already knew where the guy was. If I didn't, that would have made this mission a lot more difficult.
Amazing. Mission complete. That right there is why you're the best, boss. The one and only.
Thanks, Biller. Oh, don't worry, bro. I've said that many times before. If no one's alive to report your presence, technically,
Betrayed the Soviets.
Total
passing
stealth.
information to Langley, but got scared after learning XOF
Correct,
used the vocal
Hairflex.
cord parasites.
We're doing OSP where I go in with nothing, and, well, I go in with boxes so I can use them for fast travel, but I don't use them for stealth.
But in reality,
So yeah, we go in without any equipment. Any equipment I have to get.
Skullface was not working for America. Still, I can't blame the man for being afraid. After laying low with the Mujahideen, he tried to cut his ties with the US and return to the Soviet military. But along the way, someone came after him, and he was forced back into hiding. Could have been remnants of XOF looking to silence him. And you know the rest. He doesn't seem to know much about the parasites, but nevertheless, it'd be too dangerous to hand him over to Langley or the Soviets. We'll keep him here as originally planned.
I think this is the guy that we just extracted.
Boss, come on back to base.
Oh, this should be interesting. This late in the game, it's always interesting when they force me to come back to base. Sadly, this is not going to be about Miller and his hamburgers. You know, I will fuck a little kid up. They had me come back for that, by the way.
There's been an accident in the boys' quarters. A pot of steel pipes gave way and crushed one of the kids. The boy named Ralph. They tell me he died instantly. I'm sorry, boss. It's my fault. I should have been keeping an eye on them. I'll let you know if we learn something.
I just like the whole thing with Eli / Liquid in this. Like, I remember being an angsty teenager once, but I just Like, yeah, that was it, Kalowski. That was it. Like, I remember being an angsty teenager once upon a time.
Mission
When
There's been an accident in the boys'
was
quarters.
it like that? Was I like that? Were you like that?
The boy named Ralph. They tell me he died.
I hope
instantly.
not.
Please select
I'm
a
sorry,
mission.
boss. It's my fault. I should have been keeping an eye on them.
Please select a mission.
Oh yeah,
We learned something.
I don't really know what the hell's going on here, but
Unit dispatched.
for whatever reason, it's like there's just nothing. So I don't know if I'm gonna have to do the subsistence runs or if we're gonna do some side ops. So I'll try some side ops first and see if that unlocks the next mission.
Please select
I guess we'll go rescue this sheep. Well, yeah, yeah. There are many cutscenes that could have been an audio log, and many audio logs that should have been cutscene in this game.
Deploying.
But anyway, we're gonna save this sheep. We're gonna do some side ops, I guess, and try and unlock whatever the next missions are. So for those of you that are curious, I believe, and I could be wrong, but I
Map has
believe
been updated.
that the last official story mission is, well, technically it's called The Man Who Sold the World. I guess we could play through it. But really, the last mission is the mission where you go and rescue Quiet. Technically, The Man That Sold the World is just a replay of the very first mission, but from a slightly different perspective. But anyway, let's go rescue a sheep, shall we? Actually, why am I even on the horse? It doesn't matter. I already know where the sheep is, roughly. The problem is gonna be getting to the sheep without being seen. That's gonna be the trick. Because for some reason, this sheep is treated as some kind of deadly combatant. If I remember right, they're like right here, I think? So yeah, they've got like 3 or 4 people guarding this sheep because apparently it's a vital Soviet asset. But there's the sheep in question. Yeah, animals can only be fultons, so we are gonna have to fulton the sheep. Yes, I know that technically breaks the rules, but I think we're gonna have to do some side ops, and this one's pretty easy.
Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
Let's see. Aha. I can get his attention from all the way over here. The fuck? It's not giving me the melee thing. I don't know why, but that's okay. That's okay. So we'll have to choke this dude out first, because I don't actually have a weapon. Also, apparently there's like some kind of fucking convoy moving through this area. I don't know if you guys are hearing that like I am, but there's a bunch of vehicles moving around right now. So this is like, oh shit, he can see through here. Never mind. Never mind. Out the door. Out the door. So what I'll do is I'll just drop this here guy. And I'll just leave him there. Now. Let's see. Alright, our mans is just kind of hanging out. I just need him to go the other way. You wearing a sneaking suit, or is this the cool-looking suit from your MechWarrior days? This is technically a pilot suit center beta, or at least that was the design philosophy, but it does kind of look very similar to a sneaking suit. Again, that was unintentional.
Don't move.
Oh. He's getting a little uppity. I'll take that. And we gotta beat up the sheep, unfortunately, because we can't Fulton it otherwise.
Side ops
There we go.
list updated. Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
We did it. Yeah, I committed some animal cruelty. Oh, apparently Battle Gear has been completed. You know, the thing that they spent a whole bunch of time and energy developing in the game, and then it serves literally no purpose. Operation Sneaky Snake can happen if you suddenly find yourself outside a cockpit. I mean, that's true. That's true. They had to give it a hover mode because they didn't want to animate a four-legged walking mech, apparently. Again, all of that for a thing that literally never gets used.
Hostile bipedal weapon systems. But unlike the Soviet-funded Walker gear, the battle gear still hasn't been properly field tested. I'd like to assign a combat unit to take it on dispatch missions, so that we can evaluate its capabilities and reliability. Assuming you've got no objections, give the order to dispatch the unit from your iDroid.
Yeah, center beta, I mean, that's the thing, is that's kind of what makes the end of Peace Walker as tragic as it is the knowing, and I guess, you know, with Metal Gear Solid 5 in hindsight, it makes it a little bit different because we actually know how the story ended, but, like, with the conclusion of Peace Walker, it was kind of tragic because all of that looks hopeful and it looks like, you know, hey, this is going to be great and things are going to continue on from there. But we know that Big Boss eventually becomes the Big Boss villain in the Metal Gear franchise. And so, like, Peace Walker was that kind of, it was a happy ending, but it was a bittersweet ending as well because you know things aren't going to stay that way. And so, like, yeah, Phantom Pain kind of filled in the blanks, but its efficacy in doing so is debatable. And I see a Vim. Hydration incoming.
Boss, we need evidence to prove our suspicions about Emmerich. Head to the central base camp in Afghanistan and recover that AI pod. It's time we purge Diamond Dogs of that traitorous parasite once and for all.
I mean, We literally own and run Mother Base. If you don't want him around, we can just fucking shoot him, my dude. Like, it's... You don't gotta put the man on trial. He's a hostage. Anyway, let's see. What do we got? Side ops list. They're gonna send us to get the AI pod. Alright, now this is gonna make things a little more difficult because we're gonna have to sneak into the base camp and get to the pod. Now, once we get to the pod, it will extract itself, thankfully. But I still gotta get into the base.
Please select a landing zone.
And before I do that, I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. We need to grab some equipment. So, before I go in, I'm gonna start somewhere else. Somewhere where I can grab some equipment, grab a weapon, and potentially a few items as well. Yeah, we can probably just, like, one of these little things here. Not a big deal.
Heading to Afghanistan.
And then I'll use the box to get myself teleported into the base camp.
Deploying.
It really caught me off guard with Huey in 5, like, 2, we knew we tried to kill himself, a little girl, so he ends up messed up, but I assume it was out of a despair or some mental issues, not because he was a total scumbag. Yeah, well, so, I mean, I think it's implied, and again, they never quite say so, but I think it's implied, that, like, by the point in Huey's life where he does end up killing himself, and by the way, that don't ever do that. Don't ever consider that. Like, if we even have the med bay on the Discord. Like, if you ever feel like you're in those kind of dire straits, then reach out. Somebody will be more than happy to help you. But with that being said, by the point where he, you know, commits an hero, I think he's kind of come to grips with the fact that he is a scumbag, and he's come to grips with the fact that, like, everyone hates him, and everyone hates him because he's a scumbag. Like, I think it's that realization that, like, and especially here in Metal Gear Solid 5, he constantly is just like, oh, woe is me, this is just all a bunch of bad circumstances that happen to me, I don't know why this happens to me, and, like, at the end of the day, you can clearly see from the third person's perspective that, like, he does it to himself. It's his own ambition, it's his own complete lack of a moral compass, it's his own narcissism that creates the problems in his life, and I think by the point in, you know, Huey and Hal's life where Hal essentially plows his own stepmother and causes Huey to take his own life. Like, I think that was the point, maybe, and again, it's never explicitly stated, but I think that might have been the point where he kind of realized, oh no, all of these terrible things that have happened to me because I'm the piece of shit. You know, it's that old saying, like, if you run into an asshole, you met an asshole. If everyone you meet is an asshole, you are the asshole. And that's kind of the thing with Huey, is like, oh man, I just always end up with these terrible, inhuman, scumbag people. That's just the way it always works for me. And then you know, I think he begins to realize that actually it was him that was the inhuman, completely unempathetic, self-centered scumbag the whole time. Kalowski, I'm a little fuzzy on that as well. I know she made the move on Hal, but Hal eventually relented. And it's like, okay, if the dude remarried, has another kid, and then his wife is like, actually, I don't want anything to do with you, so much so, I'm gonna go after your kid. Like, you done fucked up. You do not have all your ducks in a row. You have committed some grievous fucking sins on the homestead if your new wife is like, I'm gonna go sleep with my stepson rather than pay any attention to my husband. Like, that's, and sorry, Lawful Good Gaming, that's a terrible thing to come into the stream on. But good to see you. Glad to have you on a Saturday, and hopefully the weekend is treating you well. But yeah, it's like, when your own wife would rather sleep with your stepson than you after having married you, then, like, that's, I imagine that kind of hurts in the pride. And for a man that's already lost everything multiple times in his life, usually because of his own machinations, but even so, like, if you have lost everything in your life multiple times, like, eventually people get pushed too far. Yeah, exactly. See, we were talking about Hal and Huey and, you know, kind of why Huey eventually ends up taking his own life later in the franchise. Alright, let's set up this guard post so I can get some equipment. And then I'll see what we can do about getting into the base camp. Grindler, we're talking about specifically some stuff that's mentioned in Metal Gear Solid 2 as it relates to Hal Emmerich's dad, who in this game is Huey Emmerich.
Enemy presence.
Yeah, that's true, Center Beta. And that's one of those things that, like, in Peace Walker, Big Boss is unapologetic about that shit. Like, it doesn't even bother him that he is essentially employing a child soldier and encouraging that child soldier to be a child soldier. Like, they try to backpedal that a little bit in Ground Zeroes and Phantom Pain, but, like, the man very clearly was not concerned about employing child soldiers at all. Hey, buddy. Where's the gun? Where's the gun? Where's the gun? Where's the gun? Oh, God. Pick up the gun. Chat, this is already going pear-shaped. We literally just get started and it's already going pear-shaped. Really? You're gonna count that against me? Okay. Well, now everybody has to die. Sprint, you doofus! I'm a little confused about why his weapon is so much more accurate than mine at this distance. Really? Oh, we're dead. Yep. That dude was peeking some Rainbow Six angles on me. That was some bullshit. That was some bullshit. Well. You know the rules, chat. You know the rules. Are you not doing ads? No, CVEX. I do not do ads on this channel. I can't stop the pre-roll ads.
Boss, you can now give the order to develop or dispose of nuclear weapons from your iDroid.
But
When you clear
otherwise,
Detroit, even
no.
if you're discovered
I
while
don't,
infiltrating a rival PF's FOB, most PFs
I
won't
don't,
dare retaliate.
I don't run ads
But you
on the
of
channel.
all people know how dangerous it can be to have nuclear weapons. So will you
I mean,
add
to be
nukes our
honest,
arsenal as a deterrent?
just today, motherfuckers have gifted like 250, probably 300 subs. So there are many, 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 many more people subscribed to this channel than there are people currently watching it. So to be fair, I could turn on ads, but it wouldn't do any good because everyone's subscribed, so there would be no one actually seeing the ads.
Please select a landing zone.
It might have been like I stopped counting beyond a certain point. I was just like, you know what, y'all are just gonna do your own thing, and I'm just along for the ride at this point. So I kind of just I let it happen. All right, let's try this again. Only this time without the suck. So we gotta change character. So F's in the chat. F's in the chat for Vampire Viper. Oh, we got another lady. Let's take out a lady. But yeah. F's in the chat for Vampire Viper. They are a victim of my stupidity.
Select unit. Staff dismissed.
Alright, chat. We have to try really, really hard not to die.
Please select a
I'm gonna be
landing
extremely disappointed if I die taking out the first lady soldier. Think you missed my previous messages. Probably CVEX. I don't know if you know this, but I kind of get into the game. I get into it a little bit. Oh, no, I see what you're talking about. You meant ADS, not ads. But yeah, no. So, here's it, like... You guys will have to explain this to me, because I don't get it. Like, what is the obsession with aim-down sights in this game? Like, everybody's like, oh, don't you aim down sights? Don't you aim down sights? Like, no, man. No, the ADS in this game is actually kind of shit. Also, I'm playing on a controller, so... ADS is not nearly as effective as it is when you're doing it with a mouse and keyboard. Yeah, the first shot is more accurate, but I find, generally speaking, the first shot is always pretty much dead accurate. And with that being said, as long as you're good at estimating where the bullet's gonna go, it's not a huge deal. Like, accuracy is not as important, and recoil control is a hell of a lot easier in third-person aim.
Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
I mean, troubleshooter, you say that. But I'm from a very specific era of 4chan where, unfortunately, the pool was closed. It was extremely unfortunate. If you know, you know. I mean, sometimes you gotta close the pool. God damn it, Ernst. I wasn't gonna say it. Like, that's the thing about you nerds, is I try to, like, be subtle about some shit, and then you're just like, I recognize that thing, here's what the thing is about. Like, Like, no, it's funnier if you don't say anything. I'm gonna get seen, and I'm gonna die.
Ты знал, что нашим начали раздавать щиты? Они полностью защищают от пуль. Даже гранат.
Неплохо. Но их наверняка на всех не хватит.
Конечно. Щиты раздают только тем,
Subtlety is
кому
cringe.
нужно пользоваться.
You're cringe, Erst. Your upper lip is cringe, motherfucker. Alright, now where did our mans go? Alright, so we got homeboy taking a smoke break. We got two guys out there. We got the other guy moving. I mean, if I was gonna do this, it's gotta be now. And this is what makes OSP difficult. Because normally, I could just, oh, I'll shoot him with a tranquilizer and everything will be fine. Nah, bro. You gotta put in the effort when you do an OSP. You're right, Jotun. There's nothing in the handbook about subtlety, but that doesn't mean there's no value in it. So are y'all all gonna be like congregating around the campfire? Do not see me. Do not fucking see me. Turn around and go the other way. Turn around and go the other way. Okay, that works too, I guess. Yeah, so they're all gonna be taking turns congregating around the fire and smoking cigarettes. Fuck, dude, go away! Shit. Oh man, I gotta, like, this is what I live for, by the way. I love this, like, extremely tense standoff. Oh, fuck me.
Только узнал камин. А что? Мне ничего не говорили. Пришел официальный приказ из штаба. Установить мину.
I'm gonna hope that the APC just
Detected.
passes
Not
by.
updated.
Что скажет
Just
моя
let that BTR go by with no issues. It's all good. It's all good. And now our mans is coming back, and he's gonna see the dude on the floor, and then he's gonna freak out, and then it's gonna be a whole thing, and now everybody's gotta die, but I gotta wait. There we go. Don't know why they didn't hear that, but I'm gonna go with it. One of these dudes is gonna get up any second now. And as soon as he does, that's when shit's gonna hit the fan. Alright, so homeboy's taking a walk. The other guy's also taking a walk. So I need him to get a little bit farther away. Shit.
Don't move. On the ground.
Get down. We're gonna be real cheeky about this. We're gonna be real cheeky about this, Chet. We're living dangerously. Alright, now we're gonna do this.
Don't.
Put him down. Put him down. And you're gonna freak out. That's okay.
Hands up. Guard post.
There we go.
captured.
It wasn't clean, but it works. Was definitely not my best work. But we had it done, and that's what matters.
Hands up.
Now basically, I'm just gonna leave these dudes up here. Because I don't want any patrols or anything coming by to, like, find these guys and alert anybody. So I'm gonna put them up here where nobody's gonna see them. And then we'll move on.
Hands up.
I mean, I could be a real butthole and just kill them. But as always, I try not to kill people if I can avoid it. That was per chat.
Don't.
I asked early in the run if chat was like, did they want me to go full murder hobo and just kill everything? Or did they want me to try not to kill people if I could avoid it? And everybody said don't kill them. So I'm still trying to abide by that. Are there any good ones? As much as I would love to answer that, well, I mean, technically, if there was somebody that we couldn't live without,
Complete. Analysis complete.
if there's somebody we can't live without, we are
Analysis
pretty
complete.
close.
Analysis complete.
Yeah, we got some S ranks, but no S rank combat team. And I don't really need S rank for anything else because we're not doing any weapons development or anything like that, so like there's no point in using it for any of the other stuff. Alright. Well, again, that certainly could have gone worse. And right on time, because that APC is coming back.
Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
Now, if I had left those guys sitting out where this dude could see them, then he would have made them get back up and they would have called it in and it would have been a whole thing. So that's that right there. That is exactly why I moved those guys out of plain sight. That yet, I tell you what, hold on. I don't know if it'll let me do it. I'm gonna try it though. So what I've played with the idea of doing this before. Nah, never mind. I'm not gonna do it. I was thinking about turning on the extraction team, so that we can extract people that we neutralize. But that's kind of like that's not in
Extraction
keeping
arrived at Mother Base.
with the spirit of the run. If they see a dead person, would they go and try and investigate? Absolutely, absolutely. They'll go and investigate. So basically, if they see a person down, they immediately go to investigate, whether the person is down because they're asleep, knocked out, or dead. Once they discover the body, they will go to a caution state, investigate the body, and then based on what they discover, they may or may not go to an alert state.
The map has been updated.
So, if it's just a guy who's asleep, they won't freak out about it. If, and this is where, you know, some of the way that the AI interacts is a little bit weird. Is if they find a guy who's asleep, but they didn't see him fall asleep, then they'll just wake him up and they'll go about their business. Like, as long as nobody saw you when you put someone to sleep, then everyone will just go about their business. Like, the guy will wake up and he'll be like, oh man, that was weird. I guess I had narcolepsy. And then he'll go back about his business. But if you go into, like, reflex mode, or if the dude sees you and then you put him to sleep, then he's gonna immediately call that in. Now, the rest of the guys won't call it in immediately, but they will go on alert once the guy calls it in. The thing with being knocked out is, no matter what, once that guy gets back up, he's gonna call it in. And obviously, if they find a guy that's dead, then they're gonna call it in immediately. You can play dead in the road to get him to stop. No. As much as that would be really cool, the game doesn't actually allow you to do that. Like, even if you lay down and put your head down and everything to essentially act like a dead body, the thing is, eventually, they'll get close enough and they'll see you, and then they freak out and go into alert status. This is a dummy, isn't it? Yeah, it's a... Like, I'm sitting here waiting for this dude to move, and he's not moving because he's not fucking real. He doesn't like the ketchup bottle technology. Yeah, unfortunately, they don't invent that until 2001. That's not true. Technically, in Metal Gear Solid Portable Ops, they had it. The only problem is, I guess, for whatever reason, Portable Ops isn't technically canon? But it is, but it's not. Like... parts of it are canon, but parts of it aren't. For some reason, I don't really know. Portable Ops is kind of weird. Well, it's not so much that I was backtracking, it's just like, again... like, certain parts of Portable Ops are considered to be canon, but then other parts are completely ignored. It's almost like they knew that Portable Ops was kind of fucking bonkers. And they just kept the parts that they felt like were relevant. Oh, We are about to be in some shit, chat. We are about to be in some shit. Yep. Now everyone has to die. Oh, we're okay. What the hell? Again, these fucking Rainbow Six corner peek shots. Alright, who's next? Excuse me? Oh shit, it's a helicopter. It's a fucking helicopter, chat. We gotta get inside. Holy shit. The violence has escalated. sounds stupid.
Oh, he mad. He mad. Listen to them angry bees, Chet. Listen to the angry bees. That's okay. That's okay. They fly now. So that's one of the things that I have turned on. So with Infinite Heaven, you can actually change the way that patrols work in the game, and you can do stuff like, for example, make patrols be tanks or APCs instead of just the Jeeps. You can also set it up so that gunships can be called in as reinforcements, which has happened to me. So that also makes the game a little more difficult. And Pretzel Bear 13, first time chatter, rolling in saying, howdy, enjoyed your MechWarrior 5 stream, so putting on background noise while I assemble and prime minis. Well, good to see you. Glad to have you, Pretzel Bear. And thanks for joining us on a Saturday. Hopefully the weekend is treating you well. And again, you are not the first, nor will you be the last person to just use the stream as background noise while you do some mini painting or other things. So enjoy your lurk, and hopefully the painting session goes well. I hope that I will be able to help you get a lot done in that regard. No promises, though. Been a rough weekend already, but got the car fixed and I can relax. So there you go. Silver lining. Silver linings. You gotta take the victories where you can get them. Now, I would try to shoot down this helicopter. The only problem is, I don't have enough ammo for that. Oh no! Now the APC is just sitting there, angry face. He's just waiting. He is just, like, you see him there in the street. He's just waiting. I think we can go one floor up. I'm not trying to get myself killed before I even get started on the mission. That's the whole thing about this, is like the objective was to get some equipment and then fast travel. Instead, I've put everyone on alert. Because that's just how we do. Why are you acting like you're surprised that there's a dead man there? Like, you saw and or heard me kill your buddies. Wait, did this guy get out of the APC? Is that empty? Holy shit, he got out of the APC, Chet.
Analysis complete.
Alright, what do we got here? What do we got? I heard him in the building, but I don't know where he is. Oh, hi! What? There we go. I don't know why, but
Russian sounds a lot funnier in slow motion. Okay, so our man's is dead. Let's see. Yeah, they're definitely investigating. That's okay though. That's okay. That can work for us. That can definitely work for us. Yeah, see, I hear somebody. You heard the footsteps, right? Like, not my footsteps, someone else's. Let's see. So we got we got 3 guys left. 3 guys. I have no idea where this guy is. Like, I hear him moving around, but I don't know where he's at. He's just... Okay, now he's... What the hell? I feel like the intel team is fucking with me on this one. They cannot seem to pinpoint this dude. Oh, hi, there you are. And King Panzer coming with a big time raid. King Panzer and Raiders, welcome to the stream on a Saturday. Good to see you, glad to have you. Thanks for coming to hang out with us for some hot tactical espionage operations. Hold on a second. We gotta do the tradition here. We got a tradition around here. Whenever somebody raids, we gotta give them a shout out. So let's see. What were you guys doing today, King Panzer? Let's see. It looks like you were playing some Forza 5. Well, tell me how Forza was going for you, King Panzer. And of course, welcome to the stream on a Saturday. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us again, and thank you for the raid. But tell me how the car racing was going, and whether or not you did well. Hopefully you did well. I gotta be honest, I don't actually know a whole lot about, Forza. I'm not really a racing game kind of girl, but I am aware of the game, and I know what it is. That's about the extent of my knowledge. Meanwhile, we are currently on a murder hobo streak because I messed up. So, since we failed at the stealth portion, I'm gonna go for the alternate stealth of if everyone's dead, they can't report your position. So that's plan B, essentially. Where the... Okay, there you are. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. If you don't mind. Hey, could you hold up? My friend? Hey, stop. My dude. Just... Unfortunately, because you've annoyed me so, you have to be dead now. No, I don't want the dead body, for fuck's sake. Did pretty well, got a few cars and some nice cash, almost hit 3 million. Well, there you go. There you go. I don't know if that's like a lot or a little bit, but it sounds like a lot from the way you're saying it. So congratulations on that. Of course, I wish I had $3 million, but I'll settle for $3 million in a game. That is also acceptable. But good to hear that things went well for you. I know not everybody likes to put various parts of their anatomy in a vice for the sake of gameplay like I do. I certainly like to suffer when it comes to games. More so than the average game player. Aye, there you are, you little bastard. I've been chasing this dude all over this place. Hey, buddy, guess what time it is? Time to meet the Reaper. Again, that was the expedient way to deal with this. I could have tried to pacify everyone, but remember, this was not even the objective. Like, getting here was not the point. This is not why we were here. This was just a fast travel point so that I could get where I need to be. Which is the central base camp.
Please select a delivery point.
Did suffer yesterday and Call to Arms Gate to Hell. Well, I mean, Call to Arms is kind of just suffering in general. Oh no, I didn't. Chat. I've made a mistake. I didn't grab the invoice while I was at the base camp. So I just killed an entire camp full of goons to fast travel when I couldn't even fast travel.
Fuck.
Man, now I just feel bad. The power plant is literally on the other side of the map. But you know what? You're not wrong. It's a good starting point. It's a good starting point.